Hi! So, a while ago, Dodie made a video talking about why she loves La La Land so much. I'm not personally a big fan of La La Land. I like it. I just didn't fall in love with it like everyone else. However, a movie I did fall in love with, and it's not just because of the soundtrack, because gosh, I love Lin Manuel Miranda, but a movie I really did fall in love with and a movie I really did relate to was Moana. Obviously, I'm not in any way Polynesian, but I love the story. So much that my mom actually bought me the artwork things for my birthday. I freaking love it. And to the point where I have actually drawn Moana on giant poster paper twice, because I think she is beautiful and needs to be appreciated. And how I think it's one of the more underrated Disney movies compared to Frozen. I see a lot of stuff on social media and in reviews comparing Moana to Frozen, and I loved Frozen when I went to see it. I still love Frozen. It grates on my nerves a lot because I've heard Let It Go so many times I think my head's going to explode, but I still love the movie and I love what it stands for, that not all love is romantic, and that more often than not, the most powerful love is platonic or familial. I love it. I love Frozen, don't get me wrong, but I like Moana more. And I will explain that right now, why I feel like that right now. I like Moana besides obviously the fact that it has representation for Polynesian people, which I think is so important because they're so underrepresented in every media. But I love the animation for the movie and the colors and the feel, and that even though it does have a lot of magic, the magic in the movie isn't something that enables the people to do what they're supposed to do. The magic is in the nature and the world around them, and so much of it, at least for me, feels like the people connect with their land and their culture. And you know, they talk about Te Fiti and the Mother Island and everything, but so much of it is about them connecting with each other and with their island and the ocean and things like that. And I love that it emphasizes that our Earth is something that we need to protect and we need to take action ourselves. I connect to Moana personally because she talks about the call and the call out there and you know, the adventure and her desire to be part of something bigger or even just see more of the world. I feel like that all the time. I feel like my life is small and I'm so insignificant and I want to be part or involved in something bigger. There's something out there that I need to see. I just saw the trailer for the movie, heard the song, and thought, this is going to be my favorite Disney movie now. Another thing I love about Moana is that she is such a strong, independent woman. She is a leader in her people and she's accepted and acknowledged as a leader, but she also is recognized that she doesn't know everything. And so they show that in the movie, and them teaching her and her father teaching her how to be the chief of the people. I've grown up watching Pocahontas and Mulan, and those two as a child were my favorite, obviously very self-sufficient women. Mulan was like, my father's going to die, so I shall take his place. And those were my favorite characters as a child, but of course now that I'm a teenager, Moana is my favorite because not only is she such a powerful woman, but she's also physically drawn to look powerful. Like, you can see in the art that her hands are not, you know, delicate little flower princess hands. They're muscular sailor hands, and she takes a position that a man should take, and that it doesn't matter in her village. I've read some things about Polynesian culture, and they say that she would never have been the chief in a real Polynesian country, or village, but in the movie I like that they made it so that it doesn't matter that she's a woman. She is the chief. She is the daughter of the chief. And Disney makes so many jokes at themselves, in which Maui takes her and is like, if you wear a dress and you have an animal sidekick, you're a princess. Now I want to talk about symbolism and, like, correlation. I had an epiphany when I watched the movie the second time about Te Fiti and Moana, and there was a lot of criticism I noticed that Te Fiti looks a lot like Moana, and I think that's intentional. Obviously I can't speak for the creators, but in my mind when I was analyzing it in my way, it was intentional. because in the second to last song, or I guess you could consider it the last, Moana is singing and saying that they have stolen the heart from inside you, but this does not define you. You know who you are. I have crossed the horizon to find you. And I think that I have crossed the horizon to find you is as much a statement about Te Fiti as it is about Moana. She's saying, I had to do this, I had to go on this experience and, you know, learn who I was. I've crossed the horizon to find who I am. In the song before that, she actually says, she's talking about her lineage, and she says, we're descended from voyagers, etc., etc., and she says, and the call isn't out there at all, it's inside me, and that's such a huge moment for me as a fan of the movie, but as me as a person as well, because realizing that, you know, your history and who you are is what decides your actions, not some mysterious magical force, which Maui has been trying to grain into her the whole time, though she's like, the ocean chose me, but the ocean chose you, but you made the decision to go and act on it. The ocean didn't drag you out there by your ears, you know, and say, restore the heart. She made the choice because it was her, you know, her feeling the call inside her and things like that. And I love that song and that line in the movie. So the parallels between Moana and Te Fiti in finding yourself and accepting who you are, and that it's okay to be different from what people want you to be, and that there's good and evil, and that it's okay to be torn between two natures, which is Moana's I want to help my people and I want to follow the call of the sea. And I think that that moment is so magical and wonderful, and I love this movie, but it's something that people criticize a lot, is that Moana looks like, or Te Fiti looks like Moana, and they're like, oh, the animators couldn't make more than one Polynesian face, and I was like, no, that's not true. She's supposed to look like Moana, because Moana kind of represents her, and vice versa. So, another thing I really want to talk about is the things that Disney's been doing with creating people that aren't black and white, good and evil, and, you know, the Wicked Witch is evil and the princess is good, and creating dimensional characters, I guess, is the big thing, which I feel like Moana has every character, except maybe her mom, and, like, random village people, but every character of importance that has, like, speaking roles and things, maybe not the pig and the chicken, but they're animals. I mean, people and gods and goddesses, etc., have dimension, and even the villains like Tamatoa, even he has a reason why he's shiny, and there's, like, more story behind it. He says, I ate my grandmother, but it seems to me like he has some serious family issues. The Kakamora don't really have anything because they're coconuts, but I think the purpose of the Kakamora was to more emphasize how powerful Moana is. But my main point in this very long rant is that Te Fiti and Te Ka were the same person, and that being angry and sad and lost does not define who you are. So, in conclusion, I guess, I just really love Moana, and I love everything that it stands for, and I love that it has representation, and I love the colors and the animation and the character development and the character depth, and just everything I love is wonderful about it. And if you haven't seen it, you must see it. And if you can't see it in the movie theater, when it comes out on DVD, you must rent it or buy it. I sound like this is sponsored. I swear this is not an advertisement, and I am not sponsored in any way. But yes, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my videos, click subscribe, or if you want to get a notification when I upload, which is what you're supposed to do when you subscribe, but click the little bell, and you will get an email and a little pop-up if you have a mobile or tablet. And yeah, that's it for this video. I love you all, y'all glorious, and I'll see you next time. Bye!